What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
But again, to me, that doesn't really matter very much. Where, like Ratchet Bomb is not 2 mana win the game against creativity, but I actually think that explosives is like actively bad against creativity. When I have explosives, I don't bring it in. To hold up 2 mana for the onboard trick is just, in my experience, a losing play. It is just we haven't had like a turn 1 grief scam like the whole league. I think I'm gonna go to 5 even. This hand is just so bad. And then we have a we have a good 5. I'm definitely keeping Ragavan, Wrenn and Six, 2 lands. I guess I just keep the Grief as like the cheaper card to hardcast on turn 3. And Scam Fury here. I don't think I want to just put all my eggs in the Scam Fury basket. I want to be able to go Ragavan into Wrenn and Six on my mulligan. I guess I'd rather. I should have got Mountain. I should have got Mountain Overgrown Tomb, I think. Shouldn't matter that much. It's Sanctifier much quicker, making it not even a choice, I assume. I mean, like, I again, explosives is better against hammer. I do recognize, but again, like, to me, it just comes down to the fact that, like, I don't board in explosives against creativity. I just don't do it. I don't think it's good. But now, and then like you lose percentage points against hammer, you gain percentage points against creativity, which to me feels worth it. I'm not sure the bomb is better when it can be pierced. You're gonna get your card spell pierced sometimes. I don't know what to say. It's like you can get your Ratchet Bomb spell pierced, you can get your Wrenn and Six spell pierced, you can get your Scam card spell pierced sometimes. You know, I don't know. It's just like you get spell pierced sometimes. It's not 2 mana win the game. It's not like this. You know. It's not. I agree that it's not a sideboard card that is just going to crush your opponent into dust, but also like there are not sideboard cards in Modern that just crush creativity. There are none. There are none. Not Orvar, not Hallowed Moonlight. There are no sideboard cards that play around everything. And like it's also just very tough to play around. I could have played around this. I should have. I keep forgetting to. Although here, we get to Dash Ragavan, Scam Fury. Although maybe we masterfully drew out the Shadow of Doubt. Love when there's no decisions. I guess if you're scared of, oh, it was also a mistake to fetch a basic against the 8-field deck, huh? But if you are still really scared of Spell Pierce, I recommend scamming them on turn 1. I recommend scamming them on turn 1. Okay, so they're pushing Grief instead of Ragavan. They should have no relevant cards in hand. I still want to shock so that I can hardcast a Grief post-combat if I find it off Nissa. Just back up Nissa. We just play Necromancer against creativity. I mean, you know, it also is not. Again, I've been saying this the whole time. There's just not one answer. That like there's just not like you just can't sideboard a couple cards and expect to beat creativity. Necromancer's fine. War Orvar's is fine. We could be playing more sideboard cards for creativity if we wanted to. We maybe should be playing more sideboard cards for creativity. But at the very least, like in these Rakdos Jund decks, you need these kind of like sweeper effects on the board. And right now, I just like Ratchet Bomb the most because it's the only one that's like good against Rhino's Hammer and also good against creativity. Alright, so I think I'm going to pop my Relic with this mana. Interesting draw. Ooh, okay, so no Nissa trigger for me. I don't like that if I dash this Ragavan, I can't hold up Undying Malice. and play Fury. I think I'm still gonna dash it. There's like a good amount of cards I can hit that are valuable here. And then I think I still play the Fury. Because I have backup. I have Ragavan in hand still, and I have backup Nissa. Am I confident about 4 Nissa or just trying 4 to make sure it tests a lot? It could be. It's 3 or 4. It's 3 or 4. It's not 2. It's 3 or 4. I think. At least for right now. Maybe one day there's different dynamics you play less, but this is really good. This is really good. I've been happy with 4. Opponent just drawing nothing but action. That being said, Nissa is. And then it's like a lot of times you really do want the backup Nissa. I have not been unhappy playing 4, but it's a little bit early to say for sure. In fact, it's probably very early to say for sure. So I get to put my opponent to 1, and then I think it's better to it's way better to just grief, because if they have a Damnation Knight, they're dead to Ragavan, and this plays around Karn. Also kind of plays around Damnation in hand, huh? We died invoke. No, we go to 1 because we sack a creature and lose 2. Lose 4. It's Whisper. Cool. Bolt does kill Karn. Okay, Scheming Fury is pretty good against them. They have removal for it, but probably just want to be cutting like the Terminates to play the battle. Oh, we went Alpine Moon. And we want Boseiju. This is probably a matchup where we can cut a land when we bring in Boseiju. I think I'd rather just cut a bolt. We play Chalice and 0 for Profane Tutor. It's a little narrow. Probably a little too narrow. They bring in Shieldrids. Is that the tech? I'm not up to date, I guess. We still have like Fury, discard of spells, Grist to kill Shieldred. Oh, I have been Shieldreded. I forgot I have been Shieldreded. I totally repressed the memory. I don't think I want to leave in Terminate, but maybe I'll leave it in Invasion. They don't play Profane Tutor. Yeah, I could just never remember. I get Profane Tutor by Cabal Coffers, but I think you're right that Shadow of Doubt does mean no Profane Tutor, right? So Nimble to 6. How does scale zombie creativity? Orvar is your only sideboard card option, I think. You can't play Ratchet Bomb. And so it's like I think that just like what's weird about the creativity matchup with scales is I think I've beaten creativity like I think I'm like 4-0 or 4-1, maybe 5 or like X and 0 and X and 1 against creativity game 1, and then I lose like most sideboard games. And it's just like I don't think it's very reasonable to like try to beat them with like the protection spells because you just don't have time to hold up mana. But ooh, okay, definitely got Thoughtseize turn 1. And let's go ahead and get our Jund Triumph that enters untapped. Thanks to Urborg. Thoughtseize bug. Alright, I want to Feign Death my Ragavan. I want to get use out of my Feign Death. I also want to be able to go Nissa plus Fetchland next turn. Which I guess I could do if I dashed, but just plays so... This being a sorcery speed that just plays around the Thirst so well. Thank you, Patreon, for the 23 months. Alright, and they know I know about the Bloodchief's Thirst, so them doing this I think is fine. They're on a mold of 4 though, it's kind of tough. Oh. Okay. I feel like maybe we just would have gone Thirst and then push. Swing the popularity criteria 2 or 3 Orvar correct 2. Yeah, I at least 2, probably 3 is where I'm at with scales at the moment. Cutting at least the 2, like probably cutting 2 Soulless Jailers and a Chalice, maybe cutting 2 Soulless Jailers and a Welding Jar. I thought you didn't have a black source, so you were gonna hit me with the ... Wait, why didn't they Thirst and Relic? You thought I didn't have a black source, and you had the audacity to hit me with the ... I thought we were better on this channel. Right. Let that go. They have the Relic to play around the Undying effect. back up Nissa. Don't think I want to play my Invasion now. Probably going to hold it. But I will not pop the Relic because no one ever pops Relic. Oh, well, they popped it. As for subs, yeah, I know that. I do make out a message. Maybe I should have the thing. But there's currently, I hope it's a bug, but there's currently something going on where subs are seeing ads, and that's very frustrating. But if you refresh that, it will go away. I have all choices why I took a swamp, so I could hold up Undying Malice on their turn without paying life. Swamp is just correct. Like, I have perfect mana. I want to hold up Malice on their turn without paying myself 2 more life and die to, like, 2 copies of, Invoke. Literally just correct. Too many Nissas. So with Overgrown play, yeah, but I have perfect mana, y'all. Like, I literally have 2 Jund Triumphs. I'm just taking the Painless land. This was the only Painless option. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? I just like Asian. It's probably pretty good at this kind of show. May not look like a keep, but turn 1 Scam Fury is a keep. And then, you know, any green source lets me Wrenn and Six. Although maybe I should get Overgrown Tomb. No, I need to get Blood Crypt because I could draw Ragavan. I think I pitched the 3-drop here. Well, no, we pitched the Invasion because we're definitely playing Wrenn on 2 if we draw green. So Invasion, I guess, is better, of course, if we draw like a red or black source. But Wrenn just curves into the Spyro. And maybe the 4/4 double strike gets it done. I mean, so like I just haven't played much Pioneer, so it's very tough for me to give a lot of feedback lately. Like, I don't know. 3 main deck Inner God seems fine from what I understand about Pioneer at the moment. It may not be correct. Consider is weird with Hallowed Fountain. Hallowed Fountain, Consider, Counterspell Graveyard, Concede. We've had like a lot of like very weird concessions here today. Yeah. I don't know what to say. They keep 1 land? Yeah, but like if they kept a 1-lander, why would you not like try to draw another one, right? I guess they just maybe they hate Scam, but they don't have Solitude in their deck. They have no answer for Fury. I don't know. I feel like they're conceding to conceal info. I'm just not gonna sideboard too heavily. They maybe like just Jeskai though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not gonna get too weird with it. I think I would not play the Alrun's Epiphanies. I think that I could be. I guess I could be wrong. But my instinct is to just play 4 Seagates, no Alrun's Epiphanies, still 20, probably not 24 lands, including the MDFCs. I'd also be inclined to play like Ledger Shredder over Jace, so like -4 Alrun's Epiphany, -2 Jace, +4 Ledger Shredder, and then get This is also like way too much 2-mana removal, right? 9 2-mana removal spells is too much. I don't know. Maybe we could actually get a refund on the Pioneer deck. I just don't play Pioneer these days. I think maybe I don't do Pioneer deck techs anymore until I start prepping for Dallas. Maybe they come back, but we get a mod to refund this one. I just have nothing. I just have nothing, you know. Yeah, I know Hellraiser can fuse, yes. Alright, so the cards we've seen: Consider, Hallowed Fountain, Watery Grave, Leyline of the Void. They like a Goryo's deck? Is there any budget option for Ledger Shredder? In that deck? In general? I don't know. No reason to like hold up Undying Malice because of the Leyline, right? I think you're thinking of Overload cost, which is like the same, from the same set. Felipe, 7 months, thank you. I guess them conceding the Fury makes sense that they're a Fatal Push deck. Fatal Push Vindicate deck. Yeah, I've been feeling good to play Jund again. Life total's probably not too in jeopardy. Okay, that wouldn't let me undo. Mill to Spyro. Yeah, it feels pretty risky in control decks. I mean, is that what they are? I guess so. They built an Esper control deck. Felipe Broncos, 4 months. Thank you. Be doing well. Not seeing a search for Escanta in days at this point. It's been days since I've seen a search for Escanta in Modern. This is still really good. The new card is able to be reanimated with Vesperlark, so I thought of brewing a deck full of artifacts made of value 1 or less tokens. I mean, you can get that and Urza, but it's just like... It's just a very fragile card. Requires a lot going on, too. It's like an awesome colorless commander. The new card seems like... I don't know like what other good colorless commanders they are, but that one seems like... I would guess it would be like the best one, or one of the best ones. Getting damned? I think we're getting damned. Oh. I was hoping for actual damn, not damnation. Alright, they got one card, we'll grief it. Good split. Oh, I should have held this for Nissa, sorry. I'm playing out for Seasoned Pyromancer, is kind of interesting, but I should have held it. It's an island in the graveyard. They can flip his Escanta next turn, which is, bad. So they have to graveyard the card here to flip the Escanta. Which they do. It was a watery grave. They drew Damnation for turn. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's pass back. Go, Grist, go. I think we're gonna die to this Escanta, y'all. I like card, do not easy dodges removal. Fatal push you back, Prismatic needs full house. Yeah, but it dies to Binding and Solitude and Heat and... Like Alistor dodges Solitude and Binding and Heat. The card doesn't. It's 5 mana. It requires you to have a ton of stuff going on. But again, if you like it, play it. They reveal Unmarked Grave because they are also a Reanimator deck. Hopefully, I mean, how many more Wraths could they possibly have? I don't really want to know the answer to that question, I guess. Don't really... Oh, I milled my Boseiju, damn it. Yeah, I don't think I want to know the answer to that question. We've activated this Grist 6 times. Cycles Rafine's Tower instead of activating Escanta. Although I guess they could do both. I would almost definitely Escanta first, looking for Persist. Are they a gift stack? I mean... They could be anything at this point. It could be anything you want. A hero deck is what they are, absolutely. How are they only at 9? I've activated Grist so many times. They haven't gained any life. Guess they're at 8 now. They could have an Archon in their hand, so I think I should Thoughtseize. As the card they drew off the Rafine's Tower. Okay. At least we got a spell. Okay, got him down to 7. Got him down to 7. Tainted Indulgence. I haven't seen the new Remy. We can maybe watch it while my opponent's taking their turns here. Draws 2 off Indulgence. Supreme Verdict, the Wrap. They found their Persist. But I can kill their Archon. It's definitely this deck, okay. But they do have a Supreme Verdict. I think I would sack Wrenn. I think Wrenn is worse than the token here. Although if I keep Wrenn, I could have drawn Fury to kill this. I still just have the Grist minus.
hallowed fountain, untapped. I'm a control guy. Controls what I play. It doesn't matter the format or even the time of day. I play counters, sweepers, that's all in its glorious. Stack to check my blood type and say, damn, it's Azorius. Attempted spells 10, resolve spells 0. You won't counters in that one middle out at Home Depot. You get past my counters and think you're in the clear. Every turn for baby, all that you're gonna hear. Supreme Verdict. Border zombies pumped with a reaper. I do not stress, I just catch the reaper. Anything in life that I find converting. I do not address, I just Supreme Verdict. Every turn for, I leave you in awe. I fight so many vehicles, you think I was a chamois. You think I don't have a sweeper, but then I put the boom on. Got so many tutors, you think you a rat Kuma. Tired of losing, had enough of the shame. So you sleep up Azorius to beat me at my own game. Play a counter of your own, you think you're making progress. Then I override your veto like I'm 2/3 of Congress. Think your spell is resolving when you're gonna be frowning. Cause I've muddled more mixtures than nuts and brownies. Your dorks will take me down, only time will tell. Tap for mana and I cast, what's the name of that spell? Supreme got it. Border zombies pumped with a reaper. I do not stress, I just cast the sweeper. Anything in life that I find concerning. I do not address, I just Supreme Verdict. Wants a divorce, she's asking for half. I hit her with a unknown, man, what you think about that? Lawyer says that's not legal, she's playing for keepers. About your assets, what exactly are sweepers? Even at the spelling bee, you're trying to fool me. Walked away with the trophy, obviously owes you. And when I get pulled over, it all turns out perfect. Pull out my wallet and hit him with Supreme. Play aggro. Murder policeman says get out of your car. Just do what he says.
Stop with the Thoughtseize. That's unreal how good that is. Unreal how good that is. Shout out to MTG Remy. Well, we got through 2 Archons. Shout out to Grist. I'm gonna bolt you in response. Wait, they chose. Okay, then this is inaccurate. Sorry. The hoodie's a blatant ripoff. I mean, it's a parody, right? Not a ripoff. Like Remy is like literally the parody guy. You know what I mean? I think it's fine. This is not MTG Remy. This is not legal advice, but I think you'll probably be fine. Alright, let's get the bolts. Let's bring an extra Boseiju. Got a Fury. Although they do seem like they have a hard time with the Scam Fury. Can keep him 3. Maybe. Alpine Moon 4 as Kanta. Yeah, but again, I think it's, you know, this Remy is like literally the parody guy. It's fine for him to sell a parody hoodie. Opponent is playing a Esper Control Reanimator Brew. Yeah, Supreme Verdict is the joke. How much are they? $50? Pretty reasonable. It is always tough though to like do your like hoodie merch drop in May, you know, like right before summer. My opponent seems really bad at killing a Eternal Ragavan. They have pushes, but I'm gonna keep. Also, if they have the Leyline again, Eternal Ragavan's nice to have. No Leyline, let's go. Looking for a black card, looking for something good off the Ragavan. Don't mind that, because I can trigger the Nissa next turn. Not scamming turn 1? I think it's not correct. It could be correct, I don't know. Like again, like we did evaluate that they're probably pretty bad at killing the. They did concede like the Scam 1 Fury game 1, so. But also like it's hard to feel like we took the super wrong play when we hit our opponent with the Ragavan. I don't know, like how do you fit Consider and Force Negation and Vindicate and Search for Riscante and 2 Damnations and a Verdict into your Reanimator deck? I guess you know, you do it by not playing the Elementals. Shout out to Remy. I think I played the Nissa here. Probably just gonna get counterspelled, but I think I don't shock in the Blood Crypt. It's just a little too obvious I have the Feign Death. They may Vindicate the Ragavan. No 3rd land for my opponent. Maybe we'll hit something useful off the monkey. It'd be funny if they're holding up counterspell, we hit a counterspell. Yeah, honestly, Damn seems like so much better than Damnation in the deck. Although I guess like the double white on Overload, maybe not super doable. No. Why don't I have a fetchable blue source? Could be good to go for Fury, honestly. I think I'm gonna go for the Grief instead, but I expected to get countered. But maybe they have Indulgence and Counterspell and they can't cast the Indulgence this turn. Maybe want to budget? Yeah, maybe, yeah. Although it does seem like, you know, they're just out here brewing, which is also fine. We have Boseiju for the Escanta. I don't think I'm going to do it this turn, though, because they can't... I guess if I cast a spell for Ragavan, they could flip the Escanta. I can also just Boseiju it once it flips. Oh yeah, they are on Verdict, right? They have double white. Yeah, they should be playing Damn, for sure. I don't know. Their deck looks very, like, beginning of MH2. Like, oh, look at all these cards from MH2. I'm going to build an Esper Reanimator deck. I feel like I mean, I would never register Escanta, but I feel like right when MH2 was coming out, I had, like, a Esper Reanimator control build that this honestly reminds me of. As long as they're off Wrath mana, we should have Boseiju them. I mean, I want them to cast a Wrath. I have double Feign Death. Ooh, I can counterspell something in a turn. Yeah, I mean, I also like just... This is just an island right now, so I shouldn't fix their mana for them. Although I kind of want to fix their mana for them so they Feign Death me. Or their Wrath so I can Feign Death them, rather. Okay, 2-0. Weird match, though. Crash, 3 months ago, thank you. I think Breach the Multiverse could work in a Hellraiser Living End shell. So you can't... I don't think it's good to play, like, 7 mana sorceries and just hope you hit them off Hellraiser. Like, you can play, like, stuff that, like Shark Typhoon and Seagate Restoration, like, cards that are reasonable to put in your deck, that are good if you randomly hit them with Hellraiser. But you just can't, like, bank on hitting that 7 mana sorcery, I would think. Also, like... Living In is not a good reanimation spell. It's a good, like, cycle combo card. You don't want to play that as your reanimation spell, I think. Let's go Overgrown Tomb Mountain. Is there any bad card I refuse to admit is bad? Nimulich. Yeah, I'm okay with them pending my Wrenn. I've got 2 Wrenns. Yeah, I know when Search for Escanta released, people were really high on it, but I say this with peace and love. Search for Escanta has never been good in Modern. I remember I would play... I mean, I've always been playing a lot of Modern, and when people were playing... I remember when people would cast Search for Escanta, and I was always so happy it was Search over literally any card. I can't remember a time, like, in that era, back, like, when, like Blue-White was a deck people was trying to play, but Blue-White was a deck people tried to play, and... Every other deck in the format is like Phoenix and like, you know, just like linear deck or a tribal deck, just like very aggressive, like non-interactive. And just every time my opponent would cast Surge, I'd be like, wow, I'm so happy this is like not a counter spell or removal spell or anything else. And then Teferi came out and then it's like really, really not good because it gets bounced, but... Yeah, it was good in Standard. I played it in Standard. I played a lot of it in Standard. It was great in Standard. For sure. Just gonna discard the lands here. This is already gone. This is in the... If you're looking at the Stream Decker, wondering where Nissa is. I think I should punish them for putting Archmage's Charm in their Boseiju basic Plains deck by leaving them with the Archmage's Charm. If you're wondering where Nissa is in the Stream Decker, it's not in the database. Yeah, that's what you get for registering 2 basic Plains in your Archmage's Charm deck. Come on, opponent. In before Mystigate. You gotta have a lot of Mystigates to play 2 Plains. I opened too many Aftermath packs, though, to not get my value out of these Nissas. Yeah, I guess sorry, I don't want to cast the Ragavan because then they steal Charm. But Blood Moon, do you mean just don't play Archmage's Charm? Oh baby, let's go! Cosmic Rebirth Narset, I love it. You put 3 mana Origin as Streamdecker's holdover. That's probably a good suggestion, yeah. And they find a pending. I think with no, I should save the bolt for like a new Narset. Yeah. For their face. But using it to so I don't have to discard to Spyro is kind of appealing. Oh, well, if they're gonna concede, that's fine. It's like also like when you're playing Narset and you're playing Cosmic Rebirth, like you really don't want to play Cosmic Rebirth and Archmage's Charm in the same deck. You want to have you want your 3-drops to be a 3 mana value to Cosmic Rebirth back. You can't afford to have an instant 3-drop. Endurance seems good against the Rebirths though. 2 Fury, 2 Bolts, do that. So what's the Origins Nissa? Steward of Elements? How do I know that? Is that it? I might not actually know that. No, this is this one. No, I was wrong. Nissa. This is Pilgrimage. Let's do that one. Wait. I thought it added. Bestwood Seer. Let's do. I'm gonna do Pilgrimage. Right, keep. Yeah, this one's Resurgent Animus, but it's not in the database, so we're just putting, a Nissa card. Yeah, I guess it's not the right card. It doesn't matter though. People are still gonna be either way confused. And if they're slightly more confused, but I get to chuckle to myself, it's all worth it. Yeah, we'll just take Rebirth and Narset, I think. Oh, maybe I leave them with the Narset. Let's just take the Verdict. Weird to leave them with Narset and Days Undoing, but it's going to be just so tough for them to do the combo with me having such a proactive hand. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'll be out of cards anyways, huh? Ice Fang, okay, that's getting pinged for sure. Hall of the Storm Giant's also a card I probably wouldn't play with Ice Fang very often. You can maybe play one. These mana bases are really tough. You just have to jump through so many hoops for Ice Fang sometimes. But I agree, Ice Fang plays well with Rebirth, but you have to make concessions in your mana base that my opponent has seemed unwilling to make. Pending. Correct to attack. Their hand is currently Otawara, Prismatic Ending, Days Undoing, Mystery card. I think I play the Nissa this turn. I know I'm just playing it into the pending, which is certainly not ideal, but I want to use my mana really badly, and this makes their Days Undoing not something that they can really afford to cast at all, and then I can just hardcast Grief next turn, take the Days Undoing, or if there's a better card, take the better card. And then they can't pending, or they'll pending the Nissa and I'll keep the Wrenn instead of not impacting the board. They leave it at 5, Wrenn just pings it. Right. Although the Ice Fang would live. I think it's better to minus for them. Go, Grief, go. The hero of modern, the little Grief that could. Otawara also, I think you can't play Otawara in your Ice Fang decks. You just have to play basics. Bant mana base is hard to build, though, for sure. Abundant Growth helps a lot. Y'all remember Astrolabe? Remember mana bases like Wrenn and Six, Arkham's Astro... But honestly, that era of Modern was really fun, because there was just something new and broken every 2 months. But I'm glad it's changed. But it was kind of fun to live in that, chaotic era. I actually don't remember that. Yeah, it was right after MH1, or right after Hogak was banned. So Hogak was banned, And then there was like the Field of the Dead decks would play Astrolabe, and they play Wrenn and Six. Oh no, sorry, not Wrenn and Six. Yeah, Wrenn and Six. I mean, each one. And their mana bases were so crazy, and they would split their snow-covered basics for Field of the Dead, and like those decks were so sick. And like the 4-color builds were like the more common, the like tend to be considered to be the better variants. But Yendrick had this really cool Sultai build that I love to play. I love to play the Sultai version. And then I think my people ask me what my favorite deck is. Yeah, they would play Blood Moon too. They would play Blood Moon in the deck. I would like get Blood Mooned by the 4-color Astrolabe deck all the time. I got Blood Moon by like Niv Mizzet one time, like the full 5-color version. But that era led to my favorite deck of all time is the 4-color Gifts Ungiven Field of the Dead deck. I can maybe dig it up. I mean, they're not dead next turn, but they're dead next turn if they can't kill the Fury and crack a fetch to the bolts. So I think I attack them. Let me see if I can find that. People ask me all the time what my favorite deck of all time is. I always say, oh, I don't know. I do know it's this one. I think I'm gonna bolt here so that I can cast Seasoned Pyromancer and like stop them from cracking a fetch also. Which is exactly what's happening. Just in time. We'll get to sideboarding in a second, but this is my favorite deck ever. You only had to play 3 Uros because you. So Uro was so sick with Gifts Ungiven. You would just like go Gifts Ungiven. You'd put Uro in a pile. You go like Gifts Ungiven, Uro, Field of the Dead, Life from the Loam, Mystery Card. And then you also had like a lot of cool piles where you would gifts for you would go Uro, Loam, have a fetch land for Mystic Sanctuary, and then you would get one of your big instants or sorceries. So you would get Splendid Reclamation to like either like ramp out Field of the Dead really fast, Hour of Promise if you didn't have the Field of the Dead in the graveyard, just get Hour of Promise, Time Warp, pretty good with the Uro, or Damnation. You would get like whatever instant or sorcery you needed to like Mystic Sanctuary on top. And then you had Lonely Sandbar also for some of your gifts piles with Life from the Loam. Was really sick, and then you have your split island, split snow-covered island for Field of the Dead naming purposes. Let me sideboard. I love this deck. It was tough to play. Also, what is... Opponent's playing Wrenn and Six and Dotha Triome. Fuck, I should have thought about the fact that I have no idea what they're doing. No, yeah, Field is banned in Modern now. What are they doing? And Dotha Triome, Wrenn and Six, Boseiju, a mid-range stew. Yeah, 4-color pile, something like this. Yeah, this deck would fried my brain to play. Oh, look at this! So I have like a Trasta in the sideboard for the Prowess matchup, and I have an Elder Gargaroth. Oh, right. And so you had Raven's Crime was also like a sick gifts target. I didn't like to sideboard it, but what was why do I not have? I guess I would just gifts for like Arasta, Elder Gargaroth, Pulse of Marasa, Weather the Storm or something against like Prowess. Is that good? I don't know. Yeah. But now Uro's banned and Field is banned and Mystic Sanctuary is banned. But what a time to be alive. And honestly, like this version was like it was like a little bit less. You had to be operating at like 100% brain power, and it was like a little bit worse than the stock version, the stock versions of Uro Field of the Mystic Sanctuary. If you were at 100%, it was still a little bit worse, and if you weren't at 100%, it was much worse. I am really scared about Wrenn and Six here. It's a little bit greedy to Thoughtseize. Yeah, I didn't have it. Although my hand is really good against theirs. I take the Nissa. Nissa good. Nissa's great. Nissa's really good. I'm trying to save this Terminate for Norn. Solitude makes Uro worse. No, removal is not good against Uro. People would say this all the time back then too. Oh, I can just path to Uro. Removal is not good against Uro. It's just... Oh, God. Well, okay. I played around the Wrenn. I played around it. It was just on the top. Alright. I mean, I wanted to save the Terminate, but I think now I have to do this. Can maybe find Grief off Nissa. We'll see. We need them to break. Yeah, like removal is not good against Uro. That's the problem with Uro, even you could say. Come on, draw land, opponent. Draw land. So you're getting Norned, I guess. I draw a removal spell. Was it right to pitch the Wrenn? I don't think it was right to pitch the Wrenn. Just try to draw another removal spell. Ooh. Interesting that they would play that first. I'm gonna keep the Triumph in the deck for cycling purposes. Maybe not that important. So I guess we're hoping to hit our own Fury. Okay, just back up Nissa. Uro's before Prismatic Ending, Binding, and Solitude. Uro is good against all of those cards. When you Prismatic Ending or Binding an Uro, you have gotten... when you Prismatic Ending or Binding an Uro, you've gotten 3 for 1. You've gotten 3 for 1, and they've ramped twice and gained 6 life. And then they play, and then they just play another Uro because it's legendary, and they drew so many cards. They have another legendary. They have another copy very often. Yeah, Uro is good against Solitude. Yeah, Uro is good against Solitude. Solitude is like something you have to do against Uro. Like obviously, like Uro is better against Heat, and Uro is better against Push and Bolt, but still good against Solitude. Okay, tough game. Game 3 on the play though. How are we changing our sideboarding though, knowing that they are for sure 4-color soup? Although that is kind of how I sideboarded. I maybe want more bolts because of Nissa. Nissa was not really a card on my radar when I was sideboarding. This. Cutting the 4th Fury is okay. Endurance seems okay against Uro. Yeah, Endurance would be good against Uro. Should play Catacombs. Thoughtseize feels good against so many ETBs. It's just like a bad top deck. Games are going to go late. We have 7 discard spells. I think 3 Thoughtseize is just the number I want to play. And that was like, you know, of course, like the worst part of Uro is like they're just like reactive cards just didn't matter against it. You know what I mean? 3 Nissas. Opponent's gonna think I'm crazy for just playing one out here. Could be correct to Fury the Wrenn. Let's do it actually. I know it's like, I'm playing this removal spell, I'm 240 myself, but I'm like way up on cards because of my Wrenn, and then if they spend their turn killing this Nissa, I just have 2 more in the hand. So there's not a elemental I can play this turn. Another Fury in the hand. Yeah, Remand was good against Uro. Remand was pretty good against Uro. Or, like, reasonable, at least. Narset was pretty good against it. Teferi was okay against it. But, yeah, you needed things that, like, cantripped. Okay. This again, huh? Hopefully I find a Grief off this Nissa. Although I can at least play the Grist. Definitely going to try to Grief for Elish Norn purposes. Although Grist can kill the Norn, potentially. Omnath, Ephemerate, Prismatic Ending, third Teferi, Elish Norn. Can I take the Ephemerate? Then they just go Omnath into Norn. So if they go Omnath into Norn, can I go Nissa into Grief Fury? No, Omnath into Norn. I gotta go Grist, sack, Grief, kill, fetch land, cast Fury, kill Norn. Do that. Norn turns off Nissa, but I can kill the Norn with the Grist. I go get Grist, sack, Grief, kill Norn, play fetch land, hardcast Fury, kill Omnath. And then maybe they take a different line, but if they take a different line, it's also fine. Yeah, I guess I just misspoke. Third Teferi, huh? Oh fuck. Yeah, this line. This line I didn't really see too much, but like, pending on the Wrenn and Six actually ends up being really devastating. So I'm not riding that Nissa train anymore. If I Fury the Omnath, they just have a second one, so I don't think I'm supposed to do that. But I also don't really have a good line. I guess I just play... Let's see if I like the double block instead of instead of killing the Teferi. I don't think I need to kill the Teferi. Free plus monkey. I just don't think I'm supposed to Fury here. They have another Omnath in the hand. Although, I shouldn't have played Grist because now fetch land kills the Grist because of the Norn thing. Mill the fourth Nissa. They have the fourth Teferi. Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to play this line. Was the Grief attack free? Not if I want to leave it back to block. I don't get the reason for not kids fair. I literally said it. I'm leaving it back to block. Fuck. So now my Grist dies. They pitched the Omnath. They have one card in hand. I have a good amount of removal. I mean, I guess it's just the Terminates. Always a hard matchup for Jund. I mean, they did draw a ton of cards. I mean, it wasn't a ton from the last time we saw. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever. But they drew the Solitude and the Bolt, I think, as like... I don't know. It's like... they didn't draw a ton. It's fine, whatever. Hard game for sure. Alright, dead. Not gonna 5-0 this league. Also, like, not beating that Ephemerate either. That Ephemerate was an absolute nightmare. What a weird hand. I guess I keep. Don't you have to respond as a speed to evoke Scam it? The Elish Norn means the Grief just stays in play. I just pitch the Malakir Rebirth and then I have a 0 mana 3/2. Not a good hand against Hammer, huh? To Invasion of Ixalan? Invasion of Ixalan I don't think is like very good. It's just like a 2 mana cantrip with like a lot of selection, but I'm not interested. And I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a battle. You get to flip it, whatever. But I don't really get it. Okay, I'm gonna attack with this Ragavan. Yeah, there's not like really much reason for them to not do this, but I'm also like, just like this all creature draw against like the double giver. Let's go to game 2 very quickly. Very quickly go to game 2. I don't know, maybe play it out. I'm so dead though. I'm like immediately so dead. Definitely a bad hand for that matchup. Getting kind of used to sideboarding in this matchup though. We're currently 1-1 against Hammer. What of Ikora? You can't just play 2 Invasion of Ikora in the stack. Yeah, I don't know. That card's okay. Ikora is okay, but you have to play Death Shadow with it, or like another like really powerful 1-drop to get. If only you could get Asmo. Invasion of Ikora would be broken. It'd be so good. But alas, Wizards balanced the card. Okay, on the play against Hammer, I think with a mulligan, this hand is just so do nothing. This hand does stuff. Scamming Fury turn 1 is actually really juicy. I'm not going to against Hammer. But it's if I had another land and I could like Fury tempo with double Ratchet Bomb to clear up blockers, it's kind of appealing. I think Deja Vu from the last league. I think Ikora is a good enough grabbing 2-drops. I think any 2-mana cantrip or like card filtering spell is not a playable modern card in a fair deck like this. All 3 Ratchet Bombs. They have Lavinia for my Fury, of course. You just can't afford to play a 2-drop that doesn't impact the board at all in a deck like this. Come on, land. Going to discard. Is E better than Bomb against Amulet and Titan? Yeah, but I usually don't bring in the card in the matchup. You wouldn't play Expressive Iteration with color? Expressive Iteration is not a cantrip. It is a card advantage spell. That was tough. Yeah, what a match, huh? No, I'm stuck at regulated to 3-2 hell forever.